forward to coming home. My friends, here at my table and the rest of you in the room, professional and personal, many of whom are here tonight, for sharing great joys, burdens, and adventures of a life best lived in wonderful company like you all. I'm grateful to have been thrown into the role of teaching from the beginning, and for the fellows I've trained, several of whom are actually among us here tonight. It's been profoundly gratifying to work among people at the table there who passionately search for new science and then are determined to deliver that care in the most caring manner possible. I am grateful to have found meaningful work that let me do well by doing good, and equally gratified that the work I'm grateful for is something that others seem to appreciate as well, as you have been showing me tonight with this most generous recognition. In our own lives, we will each encounter unexpected visitors. We will each encounter sorrows and delights. Sometimes it's harder than it seems to diagnose which is which. Most of all, I'm grateful for the opportunity to stand here tonight, to ask you all to never stop learning how to diagnose life's visitors, no matter what they look like at first, and to keep searching for cures, to keep supporting this cause, and to keep supporting each other. As I close my remarks and as I close my career, I am grateful for the opportunity to learn anew, to learn how to live this phase of my life. And in sharing my experience with you tonight, perhaps to teach once more. Thank you all very much.
I think it's really great that we have camp and we have conferences and things like that, and I really didn't know about that for a few years when I was first diagnosed.
They just comfort you, and they have all gone through the same thing. They know what you're going through and you know what they're going through.
I gained confidence. I just felt like by myself, and when I came here everything just sort of, I guess, flipped around and I felt a lot more at home. This camp is like kind of that one time of the year where you can really be yourself and not have to worry about other people's opinions or thoughts.
I've gained so many friends, and it is one of the highlights of my summer. Like, I always look forward to coming.
It's going to prepare me for life because life isn't easy and arthritis isn't easy.
Things get better. I remember I went into like a deep depression for at least a couple years, and I just sort of like didn't really know where to go from there, but time was a really great medicine, I would say, and that you learn how to cope with it.
Don't push your friends away. I mean, I tried to when I first was diagnosed, and then I figured out that my friends accepted me for it, and I'm happy ever since.
I've just like grown up with these people. They're like my best friends, and I see them as strong people because they've been able to get through these things, and I would not want to like miss being a part of that.
If you have goals set, don't think that the arthritis is going to stop you. Just keep reaching for your goal.
You don't like stop doing something because you have arthritis. Do what you want to do.
I feel like I want to make a difference and teach more people about arthritis.
Yeah, I would say it's a lot of fun.
Motivating.
Comforting.
Loving.
Encouraging.
Yep, we're gonna do the camp jam and I think, yeah. So that was a little video about Camp Jam. So Camp Jam is a great opportunity for kids with arthritis to meet other children dealing with the same chronic illnesses and daily challenges. So many friendships are made, as well as a lifetime of memories. You like good memories, right?
Yes. Yes.
Me too. Me too. I like Camp Jam. So with more than 60 kids attending, from the ages of 8 to 17. Look at that picture. Those are some of the kids from Camp Jam right there. Right there, folks. Yes, they participate in fun activities such as swimming, archery, zip lining. Tried that for the first time myself. Have you ever tried zip lining?
No, I have not tried zip lining.
You gotta give it a try. I thought I was gonna have a heart attack. You gotta give it a try. Canoeing, I love canoeing. Arts and crafts, I'm an artsy crafts kind of girl. And you know what? This is sponsored primarily by AbbVie, the Children's Foundation and the Barrett Family Foundation. We were very fortunate to have employees from AbbVie and Eli Lilly come to the camp this summer to participate in the activities with children. So right now I want to introduce you to a family I just met this evening, and they are fellow Oak Parkers like myself. And I've met some new friends tonight. I want to introduce you all to a fantastic partner in our search for a cure. You want to pay attention, folks. So this is Andy and Bridget Boockmeier. Come on up, come on up. So I want you to know a little bit about Bridget. Bridget was diagnosed with juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, when she was 4 years old. 4 years old. We are in awe of Bridget's courage and the lengths that the entire family has gone through, and we are so thrilled to recognize the Boockmeier family as our Key to a Cure family at this year's event. Bridget and her dad, they're on the stage right now, and I think Bridget has something to say to you folks.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you tonight. As stated, I'm Andy Boockmeier. I'm entering my 14th year as a member of the Arthritis Foundation's Leadership Board here in Chicago. Thank you. I'm very, very lucky to be married to Annie Boockmeier, and I'm the proud father of 3 children, Lily, Theo, and Bridget, the last of whom, Bridget, as you've heard, was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis back in 2004. I want to begin by congratulating Horizon Pharma and Dr. Kelvin Brown for their worthy recognition this evening. I've had the distinct privilege of serving with Dr. Brown on the board for many years and can attest to his worthiness of this recognition in his field of rheumatology at Northwestern University. Equally deserving is Horizon Pharma, who over the years I've witnessed pledge unwavering support of the Arthritis Foundation through sponsorship, Walk to Cure teams, Jingle Bell Run, and outstanding board members such as Rob, Vikram, and Tim. But before I go any further, I would like to just ask to give a round of applause to the Arthritis Foundation and the staff here in the room who have made this night so wonderful. Truly is a great night. Thank you to all of you who are here helping. Standing before you tonight to speak of Bridget's lifelong battle with RA is not a parent's dream when you meet your child for the first time. And while I do not believe that things happen for a reason, I can say that despite Bridget's rheumatoid arthritis, we are grateful for the good health that she has been giving and the amazing support our family, especially Bridget, has received from the Arthritis Foundation. Bridget's road from the original diagnosis of JRA to now is not dissimilar to other children diagnosed at an early age. Through many ups and downs, sleepless nights of wondering what will happen and where she will go, and the countless doctor visits, we have found it is much better to focus on the positive points of the journey. No doubt, Bridget's good health has been aided by the fact that we are living in an era where medicine for rheumatoid arthritis and all autoimmune diseases is readily available. If one medicine does not succeed, there are many more that can be tried until one is found that works. And we know that companies like Horizon Pharma and Dr. Calvin Brown work every day to discover new medicines, treatments, and opportunities that will one day result in a cure for this disease. It cannot be understated, however, that in addition to the great medicine, Bridget's good health was the result of a positive attitude that was extolled in her since she was first diagnosed. My wife and I cannot say that this positive attitude was something that we outwardly portrayed when we first learned of her JRA. As you can imagine, we were both scared, sad, and mad that she was dealt this hand. However, through Bridget's journey, she has been undoubtedly influenced by the many talented, outgoing, and truly positive people that, like her, were afflicted with JRA at a young age, but never, never let the disease get the better of them. Where did she encounter these individuals? Of all the questions that we've taken on in this journey, this is perhaps the easiest one. From the staff, the volunteers, and the kids she met through the Arthritis Foundation, and specifically at Camp Juvenile Arthritis and Me, or Camp Jam. People like Paul, Madison, Maritzka, Isis, and counselors like Colleen and Kim the nurse. Bridget has been shown that just because you have something does not mean you can become something. I have attended camp one day for the last 10 years, and I can assure you that it is a magical, magical place. Camp Jam does not have a giant castle and fancy rides like other magical kingdoms. But the magic of camp is in the normalcy and its overwhelming positive vibes. Every kid that attends Camp Jam are the true champions of yes. Newcomers who suggest that they can't are quickly told and shown, yes, you can. They know why they are there, but they all want to be there regardless. This year, Bridget attended camp for the last time. This was her first of many last times for this year for Bridget. As we drove to and from, we talked about how going to camp has changed for her. When younger, she wanted to go because she felt cool leaving home to be at sleepaway camp. But in recent years, it was about reconnecting with her camp friends. Over the years, when she spoke about camp, it was seldom about the everyday battles with RA that she and her friends faced. It was more about where they were headed in the future, where they'd meet again, and what they'd do. RA did not matter in those conversations or plans. Now, I could stand here and tell you about all the amazing things that Bridget has accomplished despite having RA, and maybe I will. But it's important to state that Bridget is just one example of the many girls and boys, young and seasoned adults, who have benefited from the programs and initiatives that are put on by the Arthritis Foundation all year. Whether it is the JA Family Fun Day, Conference of Champions, or Camp Jam, the Arthritis Foundation continues to find ways to educate, advocate, and perhaps most importantly, instill confidence in a yes I can and will attitude in the children the foundation reaches. But they know that they can reach more. And with your help tonight, they will. The work of the Arthritis Foundation involves so many programs and initiatives and activities that I could not speak to all of them. However, I cannot understate the support our family has received from the Arthritis Foundation. I know that we are not alone. I would like to express my family's sincerest thanks and gratitude for being here tonight. We are humbled, truly, truly humbled, to be honored as you have Horizon Pharma and Dr. Calvin Brown. I'm not sure that we are as deserving as these individuals, but it is through events like tonight, our involvement with the Arthritis Foundation, and the people we have met, your support, that have allowed Annie and I and our entire family to stay strong. I want to extend a personal thanks to my fellow board members, Linda, Jody, Susan, Rob, Grant, Will, Cindy, Kathy, Dr. Chang, Grant, Dr. G, Tim, Vikram, and Joan Rubschlager, to name a few, for your incredible support of my family over the years, and especially of Bridget. My family and I are forever, forever indebted to all of you. We're equally thankful for all of you being here tonight. I'm sorry, skipped ahead there. I know that each of you have given something of both your time and your money to be here tonight to honor these two outstanding people and corporations. However, the Key to the Cure has a very, very reachable goal of $25,000. I think we can surpass that. Everything about tonight is very, very important. The Key to the Cure is no different. However, I make a personal ask of you in the Key to the Cure because those funds go to help Camp Jam. And if I told you, I'm going to speak to any of the parents in the room here tonight, if I could tell you that you could send your kid or kids to a 5-day sleepaway camp with all the activities planned, every meal included, no extra cost for any extra activities, and guarantee that when they came home, they would be so exhausted that they would sleep for even one more day for $200, would you believe me? That's what Camp Jam costs, $200. That is why the next ask of all of you is so important. Your next pal raise will allow the cost of camp to stay at $200. And it'll also provide scholarship opportunities for families who cannot afford to send their kids to camp, but also cannot afford not to send their kids to camp. There are over 500 of us here tonight, 500. To reach $25,000, that's just the baseline, right? We all only need to give $50. $50 per person. Now, you're all welcome to give more, much, much more if you'd like, but $50 is all we're asking. This money will go to help the Arthritis Foundation to push for better research for a cure to send these kids to camp for $200. And it's key into paying the staff to advocate for legislation and put on programs that are helpful to all of the people, not just in Chicago, but across the world, who suffer from arthritic diseases. Now, the good news is, I'm not personally going to ask you for this money. However, I do plan to pass the microphone to a very strong, beautiful, and amazing young woman named Bridget Boockmeier, who will speak briefly about her experiences at Camp Jam and with the Arthritis Foundation. And she may also ask you for some money. Who is she? Well, at home, she's simply known as B. B is the kid who, when she was first diagnosed with RA, still wanted to play t-ball. So she talked her way onto a team, and despite being too young to play, and in retrospect, physically not ready to play, she persisted. When B started playing t-ball, it took her a long time to get to first base. But by the time she finished her 3-year career in t-ball, we're talking t-ball here, she was an all-star fielder and hitter. Annie and I knew in watching her that with her determination at getting better just at t-ball, that nothing was going to stop her. Fast forward to the last few years. Bridget is wrapping up her senior year at the amazing Trinity High School. She spent the last 4 years on the tennis and lacrosse teams, much of the last 3 years on the varsity squads for both. Earlier this month, Bridget and her tennis partner won the conference doubles championship, and in doing so, gave Trinity High School, thank you, and in doing so, gave Trinity High School their first conference championship in many years. She and her partner advanced to the 3rd round of sectionals, and earlier today, she accepted the award from the Illinois High School Athletic Association as being the tennis player who demonstrated the most sportsmanship and leadership both on the court and in the classroom. It's like Christmas for her today. She's been a mentor to incoming freshmen for the last 2 years and spent almost her entire tenure in high school on the honor roll. Now, I don't want to be one of those parents that scrolls through all of her accomplishments. But one thing that Annie and I are proud of, and is true of all of our children, is that how much confidence and determination you will hear from her, not about what's held her back, but where she's going. And where she's going has nothing to do with rheumatoid arthritis. Now, if you don't mind for 1 second, I'm going to get to be a dad here. Bridget, as you step to the podium and take this microphone, I pass to you the duty to continue to be a voice of hope and perseverance to the next generation of the kids with RA. So many here tonight have told your story and look to you as a reason why the Arthritis Foundation is so important. You have made our entire family proud with your many, many accomplishments, and you alone are responsible for them. You fought through a lot to get there, to get here, and you should be proud. But now is your time to tell the story, to give hope and to continue to show kids everywhere that they don't have to be held back by this disease. Whatever your involvement may be, wherever it is, or maybe someday when you're sitting in the ESPN studios analyzing the latest Cubs World Series victory, share your story. Share the pain, share the hope, speak to the kids of the next generation that RA does not have to define who they are. In addition, tell your audience about the amazing and dedicated work of the Arthritis Foundation so that that generation knows where to turn for help like we did. Defy the slogan, speak loudly, carry a heavy stick, use the stick to beat the drum to shed light on the disease. I'll close with this, a very, very quick word of caution. Forewarned,